Hannah, could you visit me the day after tomorrow?
Hello, Mom. I would love to visit, but I have my part-time job.
I thought you only worked until noon. You could visit us after you're done with your work.
I have to start preparing for dinner as soon as I finish my job, so I don't think I can visit you. Would you mind if I visit you on another day?
Why not the day after tomorrow?
Is there a reason why you want me to visit on that particular date?
You know that we have a funeral next week. I wanted to ask you to clean the gravestones before we have the funeral. I'm getting old and it's hard for me to do it on my own. I won't accept no for an answer.
How about tomorrow? I don't have work tomorrow, so I think I'll be able to help you with the preparations.
I'm not open tomorrow. You can always prepare for dinner after you visit me, or ask Ella to prepare dinner for you.
My daughter is busy studying for her exams. I don't want to disturb her.
She's not that smart. Studying won't take her to a prestigious university. She can spare a few days not studying. I heard you haven't even hired a tutor for her. Doesn't that mean you're not so serious about her education?
No, not at all. Ella told me she didn't need a tutor.
I guess she doesn't take studying seriously either. Robert's son is also preparing for his exams like your daughter. But he has a tutor hired even though it costs him a lot of money. He's aiming to enter one of the most prestigious universities in this state.
Wow.
But look at Ella. She's a problematic high school student. I wonder where her genes come from. I heard you had to talk with her teacher about her attitude at school. What a kid she is. She even punched her classmate last year. I couldn't believe my ears when I heard the news.
I do agree that it was bad to be violent towards the classmates, but she did it to help her friend who was bullied at school. If Ella didn't help her, she might have been bullied even more.
That doesn't justify her actions. Hannah, don't you think you're spoiling her too much? You should teach her what's right and wrong.
I'm proud of my daughter who saved her friends from bullies. It might not have been the best way to help, but she was thanked by her friend and her parents. Ella is very considerate and empathetic.
Like mother, like daughter. I guess she had the wrong role model. I knew you weren't capable of raising a child because you grew up without a father.
I don't think that really matters.
Be sure to come visit me the day after tomorrow. Robert and his wife are busy supporting his son getting ready for his exams. They also have a stable job. Unlike you, who only has a part-time job, you should have some free time to spare.
All right, I'll visit you the day after tomorrow. I want Dad to peacefully rest in heaven after his funeral.
Just say yes if you're gonna agree to it anyways. I wasted time chatting with you. Visit me as soon as you finish your job. Bring the cleaning tools with you, okay?
Half a year later.
Hannah, is Ella trying to get into the Ivy League?
Is that a big deal?
Do you understand how difficult it is?
I've spent most of my life living abroad, so I don't know much about the universities here.
Are you really her mother? She'll never be able to pass.
My husband is in charge of discussing these things with my daughter, and he told me he was positive about her decision.
Huh? Did my son really tell you that?
I'm pretty sure. I think that's why my daughter decided to aim for those universities in the first place. Well, we never know what awaits in our future, so we can't be 100% sure about it. Her standardized test scores are pretty good.
Does her homeroom teacher know about it?
Yes, her teachers are supportive of her too.
You must be kidding.
No, it's the truth. Why would I lie to you? I'll miss her if she leaves to live in the dormitories, to be honest. It's not so common in my home country. She'll always be my little girl, so I have to admit that I'm pretty worried about her.
Why? Why is Ella going to such a prestigious university?
Ella told me that the university she wanted to go to was famous for the field she wanted to specialize in.
I'm not talking about her reasons. Why is Ella, who's famous for being a problematic student, supported by her school? It must be a mistake.
It's not. She's not problematic. And she loved studying since she was little. Ella always aced all of her tests at school.
Oh, I see. I never knew Ella was such a smart girl. It made me change my perceptions about her. Wasn't her birthday coming up?
Yes, just next month. But her birthday is right before her last standardized test, so we're planning to have a party after she gets admitted into university.
I'll be sure to send her a gift.
What? You're gonna get her a birthday present?
Why do you sound so surprised?
You've never sent her any gifts. It's your first time ever to celebrate her birthday. I bet she'll be glad to receive a gift from her grandmother.
I doubt it. She might refuse to receive presents from me.
I guarantee you that she'll love it.
If you say so. I'm glad to hear that all my children are smart. I'm very proud to be their grandmother. Tell her to look forward to her presents.
Ella, are you home?
I went home after school to get my textbooks, but I've already left to study at the library. Are you done with work, Mom?
I just came back home from work.
Okay, take some rest. I'll study at the library for a bit before heading home, maybe for an hour or two.
Don't overwork yourself too much. I know you're worried about the test tomorrow, but I'm sure you'll do just fine.
Thanks, Mom.
What do you want for dinner, sweetie? I was thinking of preparing something nice for you, and I was wondering what to make. Is there anything you want to eat in particular?
Anything's fine, Mom. Nothing special. Just cook whatever you were planning to.
If you say so. I guess I'll cook your favorite dish. We won't be having a party yet, but it's your birthday today. Let me at least prepare what you like.
Thanks, Mom. I'll look forward to it.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. Your grandmother said she sent you a birthday gift. Did you receive it?
Yep, I received it today. It ended up in the trash can, though.
Huh? Did you put it in the trash?
Yep, who needs that?
Ella, I know you don't like your grandmother, but isn't that too much? She might not have been the best grandmother for you, but she wanted to celebrate your birthday after realizing how hardworking you were.
I don't need any celebrations from her. She wasn't interested in me at all.
I'm sorry, Ella. It's all because I'm an immigrant and undereducated. She not only looks down on me, but also you too.
There's nothing wrong with being an immigrant. You're also smart, Mom. Actually, I think you're smarter than Grandma. I never felt any respect towards her.
Ella, she's still your grandmother. And didn't you get what you wanted for your birthday present? I provided her with some ideas on what to get you for your birthday. It's a present from your grandmother. Don't be so harsh on her.
Do you know what she sent me? I don't think you would appreciate it either.
What did she send you?
I guess she wants me to get sick. The present is in the trash can in my room. You should go and check.
In your room? Okay, I'll go and see what she got for you. Did Grandma send you a cake for your birthday? It looks like she cooked for you.
Doesn't it look disgusting? I was so confused. I couldn't believe my eyes when I opened it. It's a peach cake.
Peach? But you're allergic to peaches.
That's probably why. She wanted me to get sick so that I would fail my tests. She knows that I won't recover in time if I eat her peach cake tonight.
I'm so sorry, Ella. I should have refused when Grandma offered to send you a birthday present.
It's not your fault, Mom. We should blame Grandma.
But it's partly my fault. I thought she'll finally be proud of you, Ella. I should have known better. It must have ruined your day.
Mom, I'm fine. I don't need Grandma to be proud of me. Thanks to Mom and Dad, I'm living a happy life. I'm lucky to be your daughter.
Ella.
You don't have to try and protect me from Grandma. Don't act humble towards her. We've had enough. Why would we want to be part of someone's family who's so awful to us?
That's true. I was hoping for the best for you, but I guess I was wrong. I'm so happy you grew up to be an honest, kind-hearted girl. I'm so lucky to have you as my daughter. I love you from the bottom of my heart, sweetie.
Hello, Hannah. I can't contact Robert and his wife. Do you know anything?
Don't you have something more to say to me?
What do you mean?
About the present you prepared for Ella?
How was it? Did she enjoy her present? I had to spend the whole day baking it for her, but she hasn't expressed any gratitude nor mentioned a single word of thanks. She has absolutely no manners.
I thought you knew Ella was allergic to peaches. Why did you have to top it with raw peaches? You know she gets the worst allergic reactions when she eats them raw. This is not funny.
She hasn't eaten it anyways, right? I knew she would just ignore my present.
Then why did you send it to her in the first place?
I thought I might be lucky she could eat it without realizing it included peaches.
How dare you? You're evil.
It's her fault for applying to a smarter university than Robert's son. I did so many things to support my grandson to get into a prestigious university. Why should your daughter be accepted to such a prestigious university when you don't even have a private tutor hired for her? It doesn't make sense at all.
Ella has been studying really hard. It's just that her hard work paid off.
Robert and his wife both graduated from a prestigious university. I doubt you even graduated high school properly.
I was homeschooled for personal reasons.
Homeschooled? Ugh, don't make me laugh. And you haven't even graduated university? Are you serious?
You're pathetic.
Huh? What did you just say? I don't want to be called pathetic by someone who doesn't even know their father.
You still grew up to be evil like this despite being from what you call a normal family. I bet your parents were evil and pathetic like you. I can see it in your genes.
Excuse me, my parents were wonderful people. Shut your little mouth, Hannah. I accepted you to marry my son because you were pregnant with his baby. But if you continue to be rude like this, I'll make you divorce my son.
How? Do you think my husband will leave me just because you tell him to?
After my husband died, I became the head of this house. He'll have to listen to my orders.
Oh, really? I never knew you were so powerful. But do you even have any power in the household? What exactly can you do as the head of the house?
If I accept you, you'll get some financial aid from me. Just like how I aided Robert and his son, you get help when you're in need of money. Don't you want financial aid?
No, not at all. You've been making fun of me and looked down on me all this time. You never tried to help us even once, did you? We never wanted your help in the first place, so there's really no need for our family to be accepted by you.
After my death, you get to inherit money, too. Don't you want it?
Nope. My husband doesn't need it either.
Then let's break our relationship and end it here. You all are no longer part of my family. Tell your husband not to come home ever again.
Okay, I'll tell him that. Don't you ever get involved with my family. Oh, by the way, were you wondering about Robert and his family's whereabouts? They're also planning to break relations with you.
Huh? Why would Robert do that?
His son never liked to study, but you've been forcing him and pressuring him to do so. He's been suffering from stress, enduring all the private lessons and tutorings every day.
He needed to study hard in order to get into a prestigious university.
What if he didn't want to? He never dreamed of getting into a prestigious university, so he decided to give up.
Give up? What do you mean?
He didn't apply to the university you wanted him to get into.
Huh? Where did he apply to then?
I won't tell you the name of the university, but he applied to a small institution. He said he was interested in computer science. There was a program he wanted to take part in, so he chose to apply to a different school. He decided what was best for him.
Why? They haven't told me anything about it.
They kept it a secret until the application period was over. They didn't want you to make a big deal out of it.
I've already bragged about my grandson being admitted into a prestigious university.
It's your fault, isn't it? The results haven't even been announced yet.
How much do you think I provided them for financial aid? What was all my money for?
It was your choice to aid them financially. They never asked you to do so. They regret making their son endure all the pressure from you, so they decided to break relations with you in order to make a more comfortable environment for their son.
That's why they're ignoring my calls.
I guess they blocked you. Now that I've said everything I wanted to, I think I'll leave the conversation. I don't think I'll meet you ever again, but I hope you stay healthy.
Hannah, wait a minute. Ella is leaving the house if she gets admitted into university, am I right?
Yes, if she's admitted.
You'll have to pay for her dormitory fees. What if I pay for them instead? I bet the tuition is expensive too. I could offer you some financial aid.
Are you targeting Ella now? Do you remember the horrible things you did to her? You made fun of her and even sent her a peach cake she was allergic to. We don't need help from someone who's been so awful towards us.
I'll accept you as my son's wife. You've always wanted to be accepted by me. You hoped I would cherish you and Ella like I did for Robert's wife and son.
I don't need your support nor acceptance. I have Ella and my husband who cherishes me. Their love is enough for me.
Is there anything you want, Hannah? A car? A brand bag?
Please stop. This is getting ridiculous. There's nothing I want, and there's no reason for you to do such a thing for us. I don't think I can forgive you no matter what.
What am I going to do after both my sons break relations with me? I'm getting old, so I'm worried about my future. I'm your mother-in-law, am I not? Couldn't you help me out?
I'm afraid I can't. You can't expect to be forgiven after everything you did. It's your fault that everyone left you. You should reflect on your actions. I don't think I can ever forgive you.
Hannah, let me apologize for everything I did to you and Ella. Tell your husband that I need help. He's my son. He has to help me.
I don't think so. He thinks you deserve it. There's no one who would help you out of this situation.
Hannah, how about we have a proper discussion about this? You can visit me anytime you want. Ella can join us too. I want to congratulate her for her hard work.
I told you that we don't need anything from you. You're no longer part of my family. Ella, my husband, and my mother, they're my only family. I don't think I can look after an evil old woman who's not even related. After the incident, we broke relations with our mother-in-law and blocked her from our contacts. But both my daughter and her cousin successfully got admitted into the university they hoped to go to. To prevent a surprise visit from his mother, Robert decided to move somewhere far. We also moved closer to Ella's university so that she could easily visit us when she wanted to. My husband told me that his relatives never liked his mother, who would brag about her family whenever she had the chance to. When we broke relations with her, no one felt sorry for her. I guess she was never aware of all the kindness she was receiving from her relatives. I hope she finally learned her lesson. I also heard a rumor that she's been using her money to distract herself from loneliness, and that she was tricked by several scammers, making her lose most of her savings. Surprisingly, seeing her suffer after we broke relations with her never made me regret my decisions. I always wanted to be accepted as her son's wife, but my daughter's words made me realize what was really important to me. Now that I finally realize who was really important to me, I'll do whatever I can to protect my precious family members.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Mom, when are you getting home tonight? Today you're a bit later than usual though, right? Where did you end up going tonight?
What? Are you getting a little lonely or something?
I'm used to you not being home until later in the evening, but it's been a whole week now, and I thought that by tonight you'd be coming home. I'm not even lonely or anything either, but just worried about you.
Oh, so you've been worried about me. Well, don't worry anymore, because I'm not coming back home. I've given up on being your mother for good.
What? You're not coming back, Mom? So what, you're just gone forever now?
That's right. I am tired of having to live my life like I'm always being weighed down by something.
Are you talking about me, Mom?
Who else would I be talking about, Morgan? Having to look after a child for so long is a pain in my butt. And you all tend to cost a lot more money than you're worth, right? From now on, I'm going to be free of that hell and live my life the way I want to.
But I'm only in high school. You really think that I can take care of myself now without you?
You have always been doing things yourself in that house, right? So you just keep on doing what you're doing and you'll be all right. I've had you doing the chores since you were in elementary school as well, right? So it's in your blood, living all on your own.
I can do things like the chores and cooking. But what about things like paying the bills and what if I become sick or hurt? I can't do those things alone.
You are in high school now, so you'll be fine. I know for a fact that you'll be able to make some money and help yourself when you're sick, too.
But I still need to have someone acting as my parent or guardian. I'm not even 18 years old yet. Shoot, I'm not even 16.
Then how about you go to your old geezer's house or something? That guy is all alone as well and pretty lonely, so you two would be perfect for one another, right?
Please, don't ever call Grandpa an old geezer, Mom.
But he is an old geezer, so don't get so upset by that. He's old as hell, right? Oh.
Why the heck are you talking about him that way? He is literally the father of your dead husband, and you're going to talk about him as though you've hated him all along? He hasn't done anything to you.
That geezer always has something to say about me, and it's annoying. That's why I hate him. Always saying things like I'm an insensitive person, making me not want to even look at his face. It's been 5 years or so now since I've last seen him, right?
You left that man to take care of his own son's funeral because you never bothered to show any respect for Dad. You didn't even go to Dad's grave after he was buried, and that's what has led to Grandpa becoming worried about the person you are. No wonder he calls you insensitive sometimes, Mom.
The day your father died was the day that old geezer became a stranger to me again. Why the hell do I have to listen to all that crap from a complete stranger? That old jerk thinks he can tell me what to do with my life?
I think that he's really been worried about what's happened to you. Even before Dad passed away, you were always a bit troublesome and messy. You never find any balance in your life, and when it comes to work, you're always jumping from one job to the next.
He needs to learn when to shut the hell up. I hate his guts now for all that, but you still love him at least, right? So you should go and live with him and forget about me.
And what are you going to do from here on out, Mom?
For starters, I'm going to go live with the man I've been dating for a little while now.
What kind of man is he? You've dated a lot of people, so I'm not sure who you're with now.
Right now, the man I'm dating is the CEO of a construction company. Amazing, right?
So he has a lot of money? Why won't you bring me along with you?
I haven't told him anything about how I have a daughter at home. If I were to tell him that I've already had a child, then he might start to turn me away. That's how men are. They don't have any interest in women who have already been used.
I see. It's not that I don't want to go and live with Grandpa, but he lives a lot farther outside town, so it'll take me longer to get to and from school every day.
But it's not like you won't be able to make it to school at all, right? If you take the subway, then the bus, you can make it to school in 2 hours, right? If that's too long of a time for you, then change schools.
I can't change schools because there's nothing closer to where he lives, and I wouldn't want to anyway. I have tons of friends at the school I'm in now, and I want to graduate with all of them.
Well, then do your best to make it into school every day. The old geezer should still have some money on him, right? Ask him to buy you a bike or something to take to school. Or, better yet, a car.
I'm not even 16 yet. Aren't you going to become lonely without me, Mom?
Not at all. If anything, I'll be feeling refreshed and like I've never been family to any of you guys to begin with.
Well, I'm going to feel lonely. I'm going to miss you, Mom. I get that you've been out of the house a lot over the years, and I've been on my own most of the time. But you would always come home in the evenings sometimes. Yet, now you're saying that you're leaving me forever? I don't get how little time I've gotten to spend with you. You're still my mom.
Well, listen here, Missy. I feel as though giving birth to you was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. You kids all cost loads of money, so I would have been better off with a pet goldfish or something. I want to go back to the life I had when I was single and without a child.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I caused you all that trouble.
You damn well should be.
So this is really it between us then?
That's right. Let's both you and I forget about one another and move on with our lives now. I'm going to live life like I never had a husband or a kid before, all right? Long time no see, Morgan. Have you been doing all right?
What? Mom. It's been 5 years now, I think. Hi.
So, it's already been 5 years now, huh? It didn't feel like that long at all to me. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I've come back to town.
What town are you talking about? The town I'm living in? Why have you come here?
I'm back to come see you. That old geezer kicked the can, right?
He was not some old geezer. He was my grandpa, right? And if I remember this correctly, you didn't even bother to show up to his funeral, did you? I tried to message you and everything about it.
It doesn't have anything to do with that man. Why would I have to go to some random old geezer's funeral when I can't even remember what he looks like?
Well, you've always been that type of person.
So, how much did you end up getting from him?
How much of what?
I'm talking about the inheritance. That old geezer happened to have a bit of money on him still when he died, right?
So, after 5 years of never once replying to any of my texts or anything, you're finally back to talk about money? Jesus, Mom. I guess I should have known that that's what this would be about. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're out of luck there. I didn't get a single penny from Grandpa.
Huh? Did you just say you didn't get any money from him? Not even a penny? Oh, there's no way he didn't leave you with some of that good old cash he had saved up. The old fart ended up filing to be your guardian, right?
But he really did not leave me with a single cent.
Why the hell not? That geezer was always so in love with you and everything, yet he couldn't leave you with any of his frickin' money?
You're really just back talking to me for his money, Mom? Well, too bad, because there is none of that money to be found with me. And even if he did leave me with money, I would never hand any of it over to you.
Why not? I'm even offering to come there and live with you, all right? Why aren't you getting all excited about having your own mother back home?
You actually thought that I'd be happy to hear from you again? Absolutely no freaking way you thought that would happen, right?
What's going on here? Why aren't you happy? Before you were talking so much about how you still loved me no matter how often I was out of the house. Well, I'm coming back to you now and I want to live with you again. Your mother, that you love.
The day you left me for good and told me to move to Grandpa's was the day I lost all my feelings of love and joy towards you. And you told me this as well, didn't you? Let's both you and I forget about one another and move on with our lives now. That's why for the past 5 years I've been living my life like I never had a mom, and I will continue to do so.
My daughter would never say something like that. Are you really my little girl?
I am neither little or your girl anymore. I've become an adult. And from the rumors I've heard all about you, you have become an alcoholic and borrowed too much money, right? You are in need of money really badly now, and that's why you've come crawling back to me.
Don't call me a frickin' alcoholic.
Another thing I heard is that your liver is failing. And since you're now in crippling debt, there is nothing I want more from you than to go the hell away. Not only are you a mess now, but you're disgusting and miserable. And worst of all, you're selfish. But you've always been selfish. That's the type of person you are.
If you've known how I'm dying, then why haven't you been worrying about me?
Why should I have to worry about some complete stranger dying due to their own drinking? I do not want you in my life ever again, so go away.
Where the hell are you living right now, Morgan? There's not a single person living in this house now.
You actually went to that place? Right now that house is nothing more than an empty shack with only mice and insects living in it.
That old geezer, he didn't even give you the house or anything?
I made sure to sell all the things that he left me with. I had told him to sell his things if he wanted to, or to donate them or something, because I didn't want any of it.
Why would you do that? Shouldn't you be taking all the money and things he had?
I was worried that if I got his money in his will, then my drunk and dying mom would come back and try to take it from me. I don't want anything to do with you at all. So when I went and sold everything after he died, and donated all the money I received away, that way I wouldn't have leeches like you coming for me.
You are still in school, right? How do you plan to make it in life if you don't have any money? Had you just taken that money he was giving you, you'd be able to make it out debt-free. Oh, you're an idiot, a real dumbass.
You're saying that like I'm only just starting, but in reality, I'm almost done here. I've already found myself a company willing to hire me, and that means I'll be able to support myself no problem.
Well, until you start to actually make any money, what are you going to do?
I have money saved up from working part-time the past 5 years. And thanks to Grandpa, I was able to go to school on a major scholarship and with no debt at all. I don't need his money in order to survive, unlike some people.
You not taking that money is someday going to bite you in the ass, you know. Jeez. What the hell have you done? Had I been around, I would have never let you do something so stupid.
How about you quit acting like a rotten and spoiled child and think about something besides others' money? Had you been around when Grandpa passed away, all you would have done is take the money from him and use it to buy even more liquor. And then you'd be dead at this point because your liver would be totally wrecked. Not that it isn't already. Thank goodness I chose to donate all that money to people and organizations that actually need it.
You wasted all that money on a bunch of people you don't even know. Why the hell would you throw money like that away when you should be helping your family out with it?
Because the only family I had was Grandpa, and after he passed, there was nobody else to help. You said it yourself, right? That Grandpa was a stranger to you, and that you and I should just forget one another. So shut the hell up and stop whining already. And another thing, the fact that you came all the way back to that house means you're really trying to find me, right? I'm telling you right now that you're wasting your time, because I'm not ever going to help you.
What are you talking about? I just wanted to come and see how much my daughter has grown, that's all.
You just told me before that you wanted to come back and live with me, right? You are not going to change what you were just saying that easily. I'm not going to care for you. I can't. The moment I graduate, I'm moving very far away from here.
How far away is that?
I'm moving to Hong Kong.
You're going overseas?
The place that I'm being hired into is located in Hong Kong, so that's where I'll move to.
Can you even speak Chinese, though?
Everyone in the company speaks English, and they do so when in the office as well. And over time, I'll make sure to familiarize myself with Chinese.
What the hell?
I've already started to study some here in college. I've always wanted to travel and live overseas, and most of the companies I want to work for are located in China. And another reason for wanting to go is to be as far away from you as possible.
I thought that it would have only taken me a little time to get the old geezer's money. Have you been preparing for today all this time? You knew that someday I'd be back, and so you made sure to be ready to run?
All throughout high school, I was thinking about how to get away from you for good. What was the best way to completely sever ties to you? And the conclusion I came to was not having much money, and to make sure that I got overseas before making a lot. I knew that there would be no way for you to get all the way across the world to find me.
How have you been planning this all out for 5 years? Do you really hate me that much? What the hell did that old bastard make you think of me?
Grandpa had nothing to do with this.
So far, it's clear to me that you've taken his side.
Well, of course I've taken his side. He was the one that took me in and cared for me for 5 years. You threw me away and told me that you've been better off without me. You really think I would have stayed on your side after all of that?
That old geezer told you all sorts of lies to make me look bad, didn't he? That's why you've become so crazed about getting away from me. You always loved me so much in the past. The fact that you're that cold now, it's not normal.
Grandpa played no part in this. The day you threw me away was also the day you helped open my eyes to the truth. You are not worth loving.
How dare you?
Today I'll be leaving the States in the evening. I'm going to start working on finding a house and getting furniture for it, so I'll be back soon. But since this is pretty much it for me as I move into my new life and everything, I thought I'd just take the time to say one last goodbye. Not that you deserve it or anything, but goodbye forever, Mom.
A disgusting and careless child like you can go rot in whatever country you'd like. I don't care about you anymore.
I will be back in the States every so often, but I'll make sure not to talk to you ever.
So you don't even care about the fact that I'm still dying? Oh, such an awful kid.
And why are you still slighting me like that? This is what you asked for after throwing me away 5 years ago. So please, by all means, enjoy the suffering you deserve. No need to waste time calling me names when you watch as your liver completely fails. Goodbye now, Mom.
I get it, all right? I'm sure that in the past I did leave you at home all the time to go out and have fun by myself. And I'm sure you saw me as the kind of woman that would go out and be a whore with all those men I kept going out with, right? But the only choice I had left was to do that with those men.
I know. After Dad had passed away, you were all on your own to raise your daughter and work full-time. That must have really shocked you to the core, right? Losing your husband just like that.
That's exactly right.
But no matter how much pain you were in or how lonely you felt, it does not absolve all the sins you committed to those around you. Stop trying to feel like a victim here.
Do you have any idea how I've really been feeling?
I know damn well how you felt after Dad's death. I lost my own mom just like that when you threw me away, but I didn't start acting like a spoiled brat and go out to have fun and burn through my money. I went and got a part-time job and started to study even harder at school and in college. Also, that you throwing me away wouldn't affect my future self. Stop using Dad's death as an excuse for how terrible of an adult you were, because all that does is make you look even more of a toxic mess.
I have been trying so frickin' hard, though. Why do I have to sit here now and be lectured by you about how I lived?
Because I chose to live a life where I wouldn't be ashamed of myself. But what the hell did you do, Mom? You went out to drink loads of alcohol and get all your holes penetrated by men. And then years later, after realizing that you were dying, you came back to the daughter you told to get lost begging for money. Do you really think that both Dad and Grandpa, who are up in heaven watching you right now, are feeling sorry for you?
Those two are gone now. Stop talking about them like they should mean anything to me anymore.
In the past, I felt so sorry for you, Mom. That's why even when you'd be out of the house all day and night, and for days at a time, I never cared and I never ran away. But now that I've become an adult, I can finally say that I understand it all now. You are nothing more than a weak human.
How the hell am I weak? I have made it this far all by myself.
Everyone that loses a significant other to something like death can move on from it. That's the easy part of it all. The hard part, the part that requires strength, is moving on with life in a healthy manner. And you, Mom, have done the opposite of that.
I have been moving on in a healthy manner, though.
You would leave your daughter at home all the time to take care of herself, ever since elementary school. And you would go out to drink your feelings away, or have another guy take them away for you. And then get yourself into extreme debt so that you'd have more money to go drink with until your liver began to give out. You're telling me that you've been carrying on with your life in a healthy manner after Dad's death?
You are still young, and you don't even have kids yet. You might still have hopes and dreams for your life, but that does not make you understand me.
Then maybe you should pull yourself together and continue living the way you have been. Because I've done a great job so far of making sure I carried on. I didn't even hope for much after you left either. I just wanted to make it through school and get myself a job. And here I am making it happen. The only thing I wish I could have changed, though, that isn't even possible. I wish I could have had a decent mom.
I would have been decent had your dad not died, though.
Look, there you go again using his death as an excuse, Mom. Stop using that as your one and only excuse for being a rotten human being that has done nothing at all for anyone. And know this, thanks to you, I know exactly how to never turn into a monster like you as I grow older.
You're calling me a monster now?
I have to because it's not even fair to everyone else to call you a human. Right now, the creature you are is an abomination.
Well, maybe I am an abomination then. So go right ahead and keep calling me names and talking down to me.
I don't like having to call my own mother a monster, but it's the only thing left to describe you as. If you see yourself as one, then at least we're finally on the same page here. But seriously, if you want to become something more, someone that is respectable, you have to do that yourself. Although, after all the crap you've done, that's going to be one hell of a climb. So maybe you are better off just staying where you're at.
Well, what the hell should I do, Morgan? I don't want to live life like this anymore. I'm already dying and in major debt. And my one and only piece of family is leaving me now, too.
The fact that you're only asking that question now is more than just disappointing. It's actually gut-wrenching. I have said all I can to you. There's nothing left for me to tell you now.
Wait, do we really have to say goodbye to one another forever now? Will I really never see you again?
5 years ago, the way you left me was just like this. You were the one wanting to leave me for good, and I was the one trying to cling on.
I know that!
There's nothing else I can say to you. You're going to have to figure things out by yourself. You don't have a daughter anymore, so it's all up to you now to how you live the rest of your dwindling life now. After that, I pretty much said goodbye to the life I had in the US and went on to start my next life living in Hong Kong. For a little while, I was working hard at both the company I joined and setting my home up just the way I liked it, so I never had time to think about my mom. The next time I went back to the States was around Christmas. I went to meet with a few of my dad's relatives for a bit, while also doing some paperwork that needed to be handled. And that's when I heard some news about my mom. Somehow, that woman actually went to see both my dad's and my grandpa's graves. She also went and said hi to some of my dad's relatives, which none of us ever expected to happen. After that, she started to turn her life around, and at the moment is working for a supermarket trying to make back whatever money needed to be paid to the banks. Perhaps those last few things I said to my mom are what drove her to take matters into her own hands, and in a good way. But although she is trying to get back on track, I'm not going to ever talk to her again. We both agreed to never think of one another again and move on with our lives, so there's no reason to go back and check on her myself. I just hope that she keeps it up and can one day call herself a semi-respectable adult. I'm going to continue with the life I've created for myself overseas, and do so never forgetting what both my dad and grandpa did for me.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.